Hello YouTube, the Eye of Stone here. I've fixed the audio problems I was beset by, so I am continuing the walkthrough of Thief the Metal Age. This is the second of the two commercially released versions of the game. The levels previous to this one on my walkthrough were done on the first version. The changes are relatively minor, but I might point them out as I see them. So, this is the fifth mission of Thief the Metal Age, Eavesdropping, one of my all-time favorite missions. I'm playing it on Expert, and I think this time we're going to play for stealth over loot, just because this level actually can get claustrophobic very quickly. If you raise the alarm with somebody, the next thing you know, everybody knows you're there. So let's get started. Right off the bat, you have to be careful. This metal will raise their alarm. Now they can see you. I don't know if you can see her head up on the right, but you have to play this really slow or really fast. See? Just like that, and you're spotted. Play that the wrong way and she'd have gone nuts. Okay, we're going to look in here first, but there's a door on the other side. Definitely want to use a moss arrow here. There's an archer up there. We don't need these. I don't really use flares hardly ever. See, there's the crossbow woman. Okay, so the servant heard us in there. Let's see how suspicious.
Strange. I wonder what kind of work the mechanists do here.
I pulled that off of the dead male pagan. We're gonna throw that switch in a minute. I should also mention that this version of Thief 2, I've patched this for widescreen after the fact. This is fun.
I could really learn to hate these guys.
This is one of those situations where it would be really easy to spook that servant, but it would also be just as easy to knock the servant out. But then again, when you play with stealth, you don't need to do either of those. So we just raided this crypt here. I always close doors. You have to pay some attention to where that guy is on his roaming patrol, because there's shadows to work with out here, but you have to keep track of where he is, and once they get released from their conversations, where all the other roaming patrols are, because they are on schedule. And now we're going to listen to this long conversation, so I will shut up.
Better not disturb them. I can hear the meeting just fine from out here.
Behold, Sheriff Truitt, from the lowly street rat emerges the loyal worker, That which I call the servant.
This is one of the tramps I delivered to you? The transformation is spectacular.
And neither want nor worry has he.
Lucky fellow. Strange you should mention worries, Garrus, because I do have one. It's not that the money's not right, no, it's just that I need to be convinced you've taken the proper precautions. The Truant name is untainted by scandal, and I will not be the one to bring it humiliation and ruin.
Trust thee in me, for 'tis the builder himself who guides me, and the Baron need never know.
Yes. I'm glad your builder guides you, but it would make me feel even more confident if you were to let me in on your whole scheme. Come now, what's the crux of it all, eh, Garrus? Show me what's so special about your new servants.
'Tis impossible to hide anything from you, good sheriff. I will give thee full explanation then, in the form of a demonstration. The visual in this instance would far surpass any verbal elaborations I could relate, but I must ask thee to step away from the masked servant, that's right. And meanwhile I will retrieve our volunteer, a most unfortunate gutter snipe who waits just outside. Come, come, gentle beggar, and stand thee just there, next to the masked man. Yes. Now, all is in readiness, so keep thine eyes on the new arrival, whilst I signal the servant. Thusly.
My word! The mask emits a red vapor!
Continue thy observations, Truant.
But it consumes them! We are in peril!
Fear thee not, stout sheriff, for we are safe at this distance. See, already the reaction ceases.
They are gone! And what remains in their stead? Sand? No. Rust.
Indeed, 'tis very much like rust, and harmless once settled. Brother Fegan, I pray thee, do sweep up what is left of those two.
Yes. A weapon, then! Quite fantastic and monstrous. Of course, you'll keep these servants you're making away from me and my men.
Thou need not even ask.
Then we are in agreement. You need subjects for your servant project, and I can supply them. Vagabonds, street scum, prostitutes, those who will not be missed by anyone of consequence. They'll be rounded up, charges invented, etc. Still, there's always risk. So I will give you 20, no more. For your part, you'll remember to keep our transactions absolutely secret. And of course, deliver my payment in advance, in full, tomorrow. I don't trust you, Garrus, so you'll receive the subjects only after I confirm the payment. Well, our business here is finished.
Yes. Very well, Truant. Now see, friends, with the builder's efficiency, I have completed 2 tasks with but 1 effort. Firstly, I did secure 20 subjects to be transformed into servants, as you heard. And secondly, I secured the loyalty of the wary Sheriff Truant. Yes, his loyalty. Truant fears scandal. Yet his actions of late could bring him that or worse, if ever made public. Now, behold my wax-cylinder machine. I've used it to capture the sheriff's very words, even as they moved through the air today. Hearken, friends.
And I can supply them. Vagabonds, street scum, prostitutes, those who will not be missed by anyone of consequence.
With his voice thus preserved, Truant dare not betray me, or he'll have the scandal he fears so much. Brother Fegan, thou wilt see to it that this wax-cylinder machine gets safely to the bank on the morrow. You will find the safety deposit box key in the East Tower. Friends, we are adjourned. Return now to your duties.
I'd like to get a copy of that key myself.
Okay. I am gonna take this gal down because this platform up here, this section of roof rather, is a good way to navigate without going through the building, and her circuit is too small. You can't sneak past her. I mean, you can, but it's excruciatingly time-consuming.
That wasn't the right key.
For the purpose of this walkthrough. In this level, you have to hide unconscious bodies out of sight.
Who treads there?
Now I'm going to... I definitely am going to hit them for loot. We're not going to get everything, but... I always thought this barracks area was really well done. It's like you join a cult and the living conditions are crammed. Seems believable somehow. There's two of them. There's two sleeping quarters areas. Okay, so now we gotta get back out of here without running face first into the guard on his roaming patrol. You can dance with this guy, you can dance with the crossbow woman on the roof, and you can be right behind them, and they'll never have a clue if you want, but that type of playing is really a bit more time consuming. And you can certainly sneak around people more quickly than that. It's not like either a short bloodbath or a long play stealth. You can strike a balance. It usually involves knocking out two enemies and then exploiting the hole you create in the level's overall security.
A pox upon it! Never shall I finish my design. The springs and gears conspire and confound me.
Calm, friend, calm. On the morrow, let me come by thy workbench and help thee untangle things.
I would be most grateful, couldst thou help?
'Tis nothing. Think on it as the copper and tin mingle to make the stronger bronze. So dost we each mingle and flow together in Karis's forge to make stronger as well.
Thou art wise.
'Tis Karis who is truly wise. His bounty and the machines we construct shall help all of humanity in the coming times, and all shall know his wisdom.
I will be glad to have this wretched task behind me that I might move to a more profitable position.
I wish I had their fervor. So this level is sort of defined by a bunch of conversations that happen. And when those conversations are done, more mechanist guards have been released into a level that is not huge. So, from a thief's perspective, things can get claustrophobic in this level very quickly. There's a lot of loud, clangy surfaces.
It's no big secret that the mechanists are the ones supplying Sheriff Truitt with those machines.
That child of Karis would love nothing more than to catch sight of me or have me bang into something so it can go upstairs in a panic. hidden here, though. I'm in trouble. I'm in a lot of trouble. I only took but 1 or 2 points of damage, but I assure you, I survived that by the skin of my teeth. I kept taking out the torches because if a haunt is suspicious, as that first one became when I took the first torch out, if a haunt is suspicious and it thinks you might be there, you cannot let it have a chance of seeing you in its peripheral vision. It will charge you. I was checking to see if we had raised holy hell out there with that builder's child. But if you're going to take a haunt down, they either have to be clueless or you have to be invisible and silent if they're looking for you. And that first haunt was just suspicious. It wasn't actively looking for me. Even an overhead swing will not finish a haunt off if it's looking for you. So we're just flossing the crypt for loot. Usually when I play this level, I come down through this ladder from the outside, but you don't want to get in the habit of doing a level the same way every single time. It makes the game... It doesn't make the game boring, but it makes your style of playing the game more boring for you. So out there we have another conversation to listen to, and then we get a large child of Karis loose. But I'm actually going to put that off for a while. And I'm just going to make sure I got everything, because there's a lot of loot down here. So you can use, as I was saying earlier, you can use spaces like this crypt. Because it actually connects to the other side of the level. I'm going to show you that next. You can use things like this crypt, or the rooftop where the crossbow woman was.
Nope.
No, but that is a useful key to have, and I'll show you why in a minute. When you're in these places, you don't have 20 mechanists wondering if they just heard you or not, and you're traversing the level. There's a utility there. If you're going to make a bold move, you can set up a better angle by using these transit areas. This is the main chapel.
Dost thou know whether the sheriff hath arrived?
The sheriff? What doth he here?
In Karis' name, man, hast thou been stuffing leaves in thine ears? Hast thou not heard about the meeting?
Oh, the meeting. I had forgotten that today was the date.
Pah! Thou hast no idea what I speak on. Thou must learn to pay more attention, lest thee find thyself fallen by the wayside as the future passes thee by.
Oh, the meeting. I love it. It's actually a very difficult conversation to eavesdrop on if you're not where I was, because they're standing in the middle of the room facing each other. One can see one direction, the other can see the other direction. You have to crawl on your hands and knees. And then they still might see you anyway. Okay, let's... I want to go for the key, but I lose a point of health for no reason first.
I tell thee, for thou art my friend, that I wish the children of Karis were more mild to me.
Thou'rt not the first to be afeard of them, for their visage is wrought to strike terror into the enemy's hearts. Or those who might consider becoming enemies.
Well, and it might, for it mere strikes terror into mine own heart.
Thinkest thou thine own soft body of leaky flesh and wheezing gases is glorious to the eyes of the builder? Nay, 'tis thy soul that is the only thing of any worth. So 'tis with the children of Karis, for they are the blessed and immortal heirs of the builder, while I and thou are but the paltry tools that forged them.
As thou sayest.
And yes, I botched that clanging on the metal and jumping into view, and it made the builder's child, the child of Karis, suspicious.
What a fool. Karis would be well rid of that one.
Such sincere people this religion attracts. Okay, so now we have 2 new roamers to take account of. We've been doing nothing the whole time but getting more people out on patrol. We've taken out 1. 3 if you count the haunts.
What's that there?
Sometimes you fall off this ladder, so rather fall onto moss than anything else. I wonder who sleeps here, if it's one of Karis's beds or not. This area up here can help you see who's coming and at what point the roamers are in their circuits.
Didst thou see it? 'Twas probably nothing.
See what I mean? This is all real congested.
Say, I'm the gear, and you are the cogs. Without the gear, the cogs act no purpose. And without the cogs,
We have to get where we're going. It's just all there is to it. We're going to this tower right here.
is that you?
Of course.
Someone there.
She changes facing periodically. We have to wait for her to change facing, but we have that roamer coming through, so now we have to move.
'Twas a memory of leaves
Good
flapping.
to see her on the other side there. She's doing this roaming circuit across the upper level, and she's going to come through this door on the right there. So you have to have this person incapacitated and out of sight by the time she gets back. Again, timing. Here she comes. You can see that Kramen head on the wall in the upper right. I wonder if that's a relic from when the Constantine invaded the city. Because this used to be a hammer temple. A hammer installation. Here's the key.
I better come back here and replace this key when I'm done with it.
Speak thyself. Perhaps 'twas nothing at all. Hello? Someone there.
Is that thou, friend?
That was close.
It's that shadow.
That was also close.
If 'twas a boiler, then it need to be serviced anon. For it should not ping so...
You have a near miss and you get freaked out, so you want to get as far away from it as you can, as fast as you can. But then you just run into something else. You have to keep your feet under you. So rather than deal with that guy, we're just going to use the crypts. And we're going to get down to the workshop where we can make a duplicate copy of the key. Not spooking that guard or the builder, the large builder's child while we do it. See, again, I'm using the crypt to just avoid sidestep the issue of all these roamers altogether. I'm not knocking them out. I'm not turning this into a bloodbath. I'm also not spending 6 hours to beat the level. What the hell? Okay. He's interested in something on the wall. Impression we need to get a new key cast. Now I gotta get the original back where we picked it up from. So I've killed 2 haunts and I've knocked out 2 mechanists. For playing on expert, that's not ghosting, but it's not terrible. There they are, 2 of them. Here comes someone on the right. And they're all over this place.
What's that there? In truth, I know not what it was.
So this goes back here, I will have the next level, First City Bank and Trust, coming soon. I'm just gonna let this gal go by so we don't run afoul on our way out. Anyway, I will have First City Bank and Trust up soon. We're gonna take that one much more slowly than we took this. We're gonna try to get everything. I don't know if we will or not. We're gonna try not to turn it into a battle. That's one of those levels that you can play it quiet and get away with everything, or you can turn it into an utter pandemonium. So we'll see how I do. I'm gonna get us out of here. Oh, this is for nothing. Oh, she's ticked at me. Now, am I going to be able to wiggle past this ledge? Come on. Come on. Just going to jump it. There we go. Alright. See y'all soon.
Is that thee?